Welcome to Majesty's House of Music. I think this should be chapter 5 or something. Yeah, this should be chapter 5 of our course on the key of A flat. Now, we covered diminished chords in the previous section. We've covered movements based on major chords, minor chords, combinations. So now we'll be looking at suspended chords. Suspended 2, suspended 4. Okay? So let's get right into it now. This is an A flat major chord. Okay, it looks like that: A flat, C, and E flat, right? Now, if I drop this C, which is the third on my scale, so the C to the 2, which is B flat, if I have something like this, now that becomes an A flat suspended 2. Okay. Okay. Now, if I have the major chord and I sharpen the C to the C sharp, which is pretty much the 4th on my scale, on my major scale. Okay, so that becomes an A flat suspended 4. Okay. Okay, so those are the two kinds of chords we are going to be using: the suspended 2 and the suspended 4. Not just for the key of A flat, for pretty much all keys, yeah? So, normally we like to play the suspended chords in this format. That one, okay? So you have E flat, A flat, B flat, and D flat. It's just that you have the same note on top and on the bottom, yeah? It's pretty much an extension, yeah? So it's this, but I have the E flat at the bottom. This is the format we like to use while playing suspended chords, okay? So now that you have the theory behind what a suspended chord is, so let's okay, so let's get right into this. How do you use suspended chords on the key of A flat? I will start with the basic theory for the 1 to the 7. Okay, normally we don't use a suspended chord for the 5 using this theory, okay, but we could use other suspended chords for the 5. So we don't normally use one for the 5. Yeah, I think it's just the 5. Yeah, so let's start from the 1, which is your A flat. So the first the suspended chord you use alongside the 1 is the F suspended 2 chord. Now we like to play it like this, so that you have C, F, G, and C. Then on your left hand you can have something like this: A flat, F, and G, or maybe F and A flat and G. Yeah, so that you have such A flat, F, and G. Then you have C, F, G, C. Okay, so that's for the 1. And if you use it on the 1, you can also use it on the sharp 1. So the sharp 1 is the A. So what actually changes is just this. You could just sharpen this to the A. Okay, so the rest remains the same. So you can have A, F, G, C, F, G, C. Okay, that's the sharp 1. So maybe if you wanted to play maybe the 1 to the sharp 1 to the 2. Okay, so you could do this. Okay. Okay, so the 1, the sharp 2, then the 2. Okay, so the same suspended chord you use for the 1 is the same use for the sharp 1, right? So I hope you got that correct. Then we have the 2. So you have B flat, G flat, and A flat. Then you have D, G flat, A flat, and D flat. Yeah, D flat, G flat, A flat, and D flat on your right hand. And I think it's the same one you could use for the sharp 2 as well. Yeah. Okay, so it's just this that changes. Yeah, so you could have B, G flat, A flat, then D flat, G flat, A flat, and D flat. Yeah, but I'll probably demonstrate once I show you the 3 chord. Yeah. Okay, then we have the 3. 3. So you have C, A flat and B flat, then you have E flat, A flat, B flat and E flat, yeah? 3, yeah? That's the 3. So assuming you wanted to play like a 1, 2, 3, you could use suspended chords. So 1, 2, 3 to the 4, maybe. Okay, so 1 to the 4. So that's just the theory behind it. Then, as long as you can use it on the 3, this one, you can use it on the 4 as well. So this is another voicing for the 4 you have already. Okay, so that's D flat, A flat and B flat. Then you have E flat, A flat, B flat and E flat. Yeah, it's the same thing, it's just the baseline that changes. It's just like for the 2 or okay, so you could use this voicing for the 4. So maybe 1, 2, 3, then 4. Okay, so that shouldn't be complicated. Then for the 4, you also have another suspended chord you could use. Okay, not just this one, you could use this as well. Okay, so you have D flat, B flat and C, then F, B flat, C and F. Yeah, so that's also another suspended chord you could use with the 4. So assuming you use different suspended chords for them, if you played the 1 to the 4, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so that's how it looks like. So D flat, B flat, C, F, B flat, C and F. So that's how it looks like. Okay, then I said if you can use it on the 4, you can use it on the sharp 4. So or the flat 5, yeah? So what changes is this. It's just the D sharp sharpened to the D. The rest of the notes are the same. So D, B flat, C, F, B flat, C and F, okay? You can use it for the sharp 4 or the flat 5. Now, that one can be used to substitute maybe a major 2, okay? Like we were using the song Amazing Grace. Then you could, you see that? So instead of the major 2 or the minor 7 which I showed you, so we could use, see that? Okay, so anyway, so the 4 and the sharp 4. Then for the 5 we don't use a suspended chord, yeah, because of note differences here and there. So what we like to do, this is the suspended chord we probably have used on the 5. It would have looked something like this. This is how it would have looked if we were to use a suspended chord. But we normally don't use a suspended chord. So what we do, we use a major chord, yeah? I think this was the very last chord I showed you in the major chord section, yeah? So the major 3 over the 5, we don't use it as a suspended, we use it as a major. So E flat, D flat, then you have G, C, E, G, okay? And this one always leads you back to the 1. So maybe the last part of Amazing Grace, so then see that, or okay, so or so it's just the same chord inverted. So it's normally the 5 over the major 3 over the 5. So something like a, okay, so something like that, yeah. So okay, so for the 5 we don't use a suspended, but now this suspended that we were supposed to use on the 5, we now use it on the sharp 5 or the flat 6, yeah. So for the flat 6 looks like that: E, C, D, then you have G, C, D, G. Okay, now you see a song like You Alpha and Omega, that part here, So instead of you just playing like that, you could use suspended. The 3 to the sharp 4 to the sharp 5, then to the 6. Okay, you see another voicing for the 6. I told you for the 1, 4, 6, and 2, I'll be giving you so many voicings. Then you have F, A flat, C, E flat. Then you have A flat, C, E flat, and A flat. Yeah. So you have that for the 6. So the 3. So that's a, okay. So you could do that. So yeah, this is the flat 6 or sharp 5 chord. Yeah. So E, C, D, G, C, D, G. Then we also have one for the 6. So looks like that. So F, D flat, E flat, then A flat, D flat, E flat, and A flat. Yeah. And as long as you can use it on the 6, you can use it on the sharp 6 or the flat 7. So you just change the bass line to G flat, yeah? So G flat, D flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, E flat, and A flat, yeah? You can use it on the flat 7 as well. Then we have our last one, which is the 7. So I'm playing it on a lower octave, yeah, it's the same thing. So G, E flat, and F. Then B flat, E flat, F, and B flat, yeah? Okay, so that's the chord. Then back to the 1. So 1, which is also the sharp 1. Then we have the 2, which is also the sharp 2. Same chord. Then 3, which can also be the 4. Then we have the 4 again, which can also be the sharp 4. Then we have the 5. I said it's not a suspended, it's a major. Then we now have the sharp 5 of flat 6, which is now the suspended. Then we have the 6, which can also be the flat 7 or the sharp 6. Then we have the 7, which can also practically be the 1. Yeah, it can also be the 1. You can use this on the 1. So you could have A flat, E flat, F, B flat, E flat, F, and B flat, yeah? Or that one. So there are so many options for you. So that is the basic theory. Like I showed you, that's on your alpha. So the part we give you, yeah, you could do something like, I'm using suspended chords throughout, yeah? From the 3 to the sharp 4 to the sharp 5 to the 6. Then I continue the song. Then see what I'll do here. To the 6, I'm using the suspended chord again. To the 7, then to the 1. So you really need to do a lot of practice to know which suspended chord is used with which bass line, so that you don't mess up, yeah? So something like okay. So I just wanted you to note those two parts, yeah? And this one. or maybe because we said for the 5 you use a major, so use that G, C, E, G, then to the 6 with its own suspended chord, to the 7, then back to the 1. You could even use that for the 1. Okay, anyway, let's just keep it straight, yeah? So okay, so that's some simple work right there, but it's only simple after you practice. So before you get these things into your system, it's not going to be that easy. So you need to do a lot of practice, and preferably begin practicing with a metronome so that you have something like, there. So I just passed through the chromatic scale all the way from A flat back to A flat. Yeah, so yeah, so sorry. So the 1, sharp 1, the 2, sharp 2, the 3, the 4, the 4 again, the sharp 4, the 5 with the major, the sharp 5, the 6, the flat 7 or the sharp 6, then the 7, then the 1, and then the 1 again. So remember the 4 and the 1, I think they have 2 suspended chords you could use. So you could use this for the 1 or this, and you could use this for the 4 or this. So there are 2 suspended chords you could use. So that's the basic rule for suspended chords. That's the basic. So let me show you movements you can use now within the suspended chord. So okay, so now maybe for the 1 you're supposed to play this as it is, but what you do, you separate your middle notes, yeah, the F, G on both hands, yeah, the F, G. So you start with F to G to F, the rest remain the same, yeah. Okay, so okay, so you could play such a movement, or F to G to E to F to G, then to F again. So F, G, E, F, G, F. Okay, so the rest of the notes remain the same, yeah. So okay, so you have to do it quickly, so you have to practice this. Okay, you could even do that, F, G, E, F. Okay, so those are some of the movements you can use on the 1. And let's go to the 2. They like to do that a lot. So you see, this is how the thing should be. Okay, this is how it should be. But what do you do, especially on your right hand? The G flat to the G to the A flat, yeah. So once you land on the A flat, you also land on the A flat on your left hand. Okay, you see that? Okay, then you